Okay, so let's talk about crisis plans. Um, Crisis plans generally are about, what you are going to do in order to keep yourself safe. But for people with TID, it's really important to look at the greater scheme and also really include the rest of your system. So for us, when we are in crisis, the first thing we do is that we turn on the lights and close all the doors and windows and curtains. So it's just like us in our own house, and we don't have to be bothered by people from outside. After we've done that, we turn on some music, and often Lisa will remind us to burn some calming incense that can help you calm down. I'm gonna look here because that's where my notes are for the crisis plan, because I don't know the whole thing out of my head and I don't want to skip anything. So after that, we grab our anchors. Our anchors are a picture of our sun, our stuffy, and in the winter we take a blanket because cold is a huge trigger for us. So the last thing we want when we are in panic is to get cold. And then our anchors, they are items that can remind you that you are in, well, for now in 2017, that you are in the present, that you are safe, and that the past is a long time ago. It's really important to remember that, or to try to at least. So if you have something visible and something you can touch, maybe something you can smell and something you can hear, so you have all your sensories focused on the here and now, that can really help. So after that, we grab a drink and a snack and we place it nearby, so we have everything within where we are, what we need, so we don't have to get up and walk through the house, because that sometimes can be scary. We turn the lights on in every room of the house, so if we do get up and we walk somewhere else, or like one of the littles walk somewhere, at least the light is on, so that doesn't, like, no one can get freaked out when they walk around through the house. We also lock the door. Sometimes we hide the key. I won't tell you why, where, because someone might watch this video and go for it. We hide the key, yes, so no one can go outside. But it's something you have to think about very carefully for yourself. Like the moment I start cooking my dinner, I open my door, like I unlock it, because if a fire breaks out, I need to be able to get out of the house. So please be careful, guys, when you do this. When you hide your key, make sure you have a way to get out of your house in case of an emergency, like an actual emergency, like your house on fire or whatever. Okay, thank you. So after we've done all that, we turn on the music. Then we sit down and we ask our inner self helper or the mother figure to take all our littles to a safe space, because they don't need to be re-traumatized or be in an environment where we are scared and feeling overwhelmed. So the first thing we do is get our littles into safety, and the inner self helper or the mother altar stays with the littles. Then we ask the protectors to come to the front. We don't ask them to take over. The person who's out can be out if they want to. If they want to go inside, we will help them, of course, to go back inside. But the protectors, and I'm one of them, we step to the front, and what we do is we lay our hands on the shoulder of the person who is outside. That way we can transfer our energy and our calmness and our protective spirit onto the person who's outside, and they can feel more safe, and they know that like help is really close by if something would happen. Then we do our breathing exercises. We breathe in for 4 seconds, we hold it for 7, and we breathe it out for 8. And when we breathe out, we really do, we blow, yeah? So we breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and then blow out for 8. And we do this a couple of times. You don't want to get lightheaded, so don't do it too often. But when you blow out, you can really notice like your muscles relax, and yeah, hopefully you will relax a little bit as well. After we've done our breathing exercises, we text social work. Depending on the time, we either text our social workers directly or we contact their office. And we can text them as well, because calling for us is a lot more difficult. especially because a lot of us only speak English and our social workers obviously speak Dutch. So when we write to them, when we text to them, they can like use Google Translate and see what's going on, because not all of them speak English as well as we do, or as well as the other social workers do, which is fine. We don't like, it's our problem that we only speak English, and we completely accept that. Luckily we have found a way inside by now where we can translate, but still when we're in complete panic, we're gonna text in English. So we text them, we give them an update on what's going on, and we see if we want to call with them. It also depends who works. If there's a nice person working there that I know that I've called with before, I will pick up the phone a lot easier and quicker than when I know someone is there that I don't feel that much of a connection with. We either take our medication or we talk with social work if we should take our medication, because taking medication is difficult for us. We often do it not enough or way too late. So they often like guide us, help us, tell us it's okay to take the medication, and that helps us a lot as well. Then we look for distraction while we wait for the medication. So what we do in this time is, before, like the first thing we want to do of course is go on Facebook and Tumblr, watch some YouTube videos or whatever, but that's not the first thing we do. When we talk about distraction, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that everyone on the inside is in a safe place, or is like, those who need help, we will provide them with help. That's what we mean with distraction while the meds are taking effect. So we will maybe like talk with each other, cuddle with each other, we will like comfort each other. Sometimes some people will like merge. It's not integration, we don't do integration, but sometimes we can merge together as a way of comforting, and also as a way of feeling stronger and more in control, or more protected. So after we've done that, we've checked everyone inside, we will like watch a little movie or go on Tumblr or Facebook, but we really try to avoid anything that could trigger us. So on certain dates we definitely won't go on social media. If we are getting triggered by a date, then especially end of October, everyone knows is coming up for us. That is the most difficult day of the year. That's the day where I won't go on social media to check for distraction, because I know I will just get triggered more. Same goes for the TV, by the way. Often on these dates, like, there are just little reminders in the commercials, and everything like seems to remind me of the things I don't want to get reminded of. So in those days I will just like check, save YouTube videos, or read a book or read an article. I really love to read about fixing DID, healing from DID, when I'm in a panic attack, because I feel like I'm doing something useful with my time while I wait for the medication. Okay, so distraction, everyone has their own techniques. Just do what you're comfortable with and what helps you. Don't forget to eat and drink something. Then after an hour, I text social work if the medication is working or not. If I don't text them, they will text me or give me a call. If I don't respond to the text, they will call me. I prefer them not to just call me randomly, because that's a good reason for me not to answer the phone. So they text me probably. We will see what's going on, and if needed they can like tell me to take more of the medication, or maybe they can have a little conversation with me and see if that can help me calm down a little. And if it's late, maybe they will say, okay, try to go to bed, and if you can't sleep, we'll talk again in like an hour. If that's all not enough, if I'm really in a crisis, they either can come over themselves, or they can call a crisis team. If they come over, they can prescribe medication, and they can send me to a crisis center. So they can just come over to like maybe help me get back into the present time. Maybe they can, like, if a little is out, maybe they can help us get an adult back in the body, or even they can put the little like to sleep in the bed, and they will go home or back to their office, I guess. If they call the crisis, you know, they make sure you, well, even if you want to go out, you can walk outside, I think. But don't tell my alters that. Anyway, so you can go there. If I'm in immediate danger, I of course will call 911 before I take any of these steps, I guess. If you really need help, please feel free to call 911 or suicide helpline or any other helpline. I also have the agreement with my social workers that I can always text them a dot, and when I do that, they will call me immediately. If I can speak, they will ask me if they have to come over, and if I don't make a sound, if I don't say no, they will come over. They have a key to my house, so they can come inside if they need to. Because sometimes my littles, they can text, they can call, but we might be able to manage to send one dot or one like other sign. Maybe they will also, pretty sure they will also respond to that. So that's also a great thing we've established with our social workers. So that's our crisis plan basically. The most important thing I want to like make clear in this video is that you don't just like think of yourself, but that you also think of the people in your system, because maybe sometimes the fear you feel isn't even your own fear, it's someone inside who is really scared, and if you can help them calm down, maybe you also calm down. That's often how it works for us, at least. So I hope this video was helpful and that maybe you've got some ideas like from this. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope this video was informative and that it can help some of you, and I wish you a really great weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.